Well, hey everybody, backyard scrapping here. I'm sorry for the delay in getting this video out, but I mean it just seems like every time I go to start doing something, something else happens and I got to do something else. But anyway, Williams package is here. I've got another one behind me, or actually two more behind me on the shelf. But this is the next one in order. My supplies did finally make it in a roundabout way. But I'm not going to complain about USPS anymore. I'm sure they got their hands full too. But we're going to cut this open, and I know it's a bunch of processors and some other stuff, and some there's actually some chips in here that we're going to do a test on. We're going to run them separately and see what they yield. He asked me if we could do that with these. So let's see what all William has sent us. See, you guys thought I was kidding when I said Williams. A lot of Williams. There it is, right there. Okay. I think it's time to sharpen my blade. If there's anything in here I need to read, I will stop and pause and read that. But I think we're pretty much okay. I believe this is the chips that he wants us to run a test on, and they look fairly decent. Boy, if those little boogers had gold legs, they'd really be sharp. But anyhow, so we got those. We've got some BGAs with some, these are heatsink BGAs. So that's his return shipping, because he likes to get as much of his metal as he can. We can't blame him for that. And I am presuming these are the processors. So let's start with the little packages first and work our way up. So let's see, that's nothing. So first we've got these. We have no paperwork, which is fine. I do quite a bit for him, so we know what we're doing before we do it, for a change. That's nice anyway. So these are, look at that. Remember in our, I don't know if you guys remember back, a while back in our one of our last refines, I said that I was looking at, or I don't know how we ended up with some caps, because I had separated them. But you know how we ended up with actually some of these nickel-plated copper heat sinks in a batch that was supposed to just be the BGA chips without the heat sinks. Look at there it is. So there are some that are, you can kind of tell by the weight, but if you're not really paying attention and just thumbing through them real quick, like a webbit, real quick, you could miss that and think that that's a whole one. Or you know, one that doesn't have a heat sink. So that's how we ended up with some heat sinks in that last batch that we did, because that pretty much would slip right by you if you're not paying attention. I think he said these were all had heat sinks. So real quick, let's just get the scale out and weigh them up and see what we got there. Heat sink BGAs, you know, naturally if you can get the ones without the heat sinks, you're going to be a lot better off by weight, you know, especially if you're buying them. You know, you're going to get a lot more gold by weight if you get the ones that don't have them. But these still, I mean, they still yield good. They're just by weight, they're not going to yield as much. Let me grab a pen. I'll be right back. Okay, guys, sorry about that. Sometimes my thinking isn't up to par. I should have things ready. But I'm always trying to have things ready. I think that's my problem. Get this thing where it's going to sit flat. Alright, let's see what we got on these bad boys. I am showing 110.71. 110.71, 110.72. So BGAs. 110. 11067. We're just going to call it 11070. I think that'll be close enough for government work. BGAs is 11070. Okay. And then we're going to go to, I think I'll put the BGAs in this bag. And I'll put these little guys in this other bag. Now these look pretty interesting. Like I said, if they had gold legs, you know, it would be even better. But now he said he cracked one or two of these, and one of these, and it does have bond wires in it. So we're going to just maybe see if we can get rid of these legs, and then we'll smack them up and do a test on them. But anyhow, I want to see what we got in those. So we have 110 in BGAs. I'm showing 57.3. It's bouncing because I'm breathing on it, but 38, 39, 37, 38. So we'll just call it 53.6, 32. So we're going to call it 35. 57.35. 57.35. And I just want to do this so we know what these are yielding. You know, we can figure out what they'll yield per kilo or per pound. I'll do them one more time just to be safe. 57.35. Get everything off my scale. I got a fan blowing behind me too, so that ain't helping. Okay. 57.37. So 57.35 we're going to call it for measuring. And that is the ceramic ICs. Okay, we will see what those bad boys bring. Then we're going to get into these processors. So we've got quite a bit of ceramic stuff to do this time. Turn that off for a minute. And I know he said he had some AMDs and Pentiums and some older Pentiums, 336s and 436s. So let's just take a look at what we got. Now these AMDs, these you don't have to heat or nothing. These are aluminum. They're not. Oh, what am I trying to think? They're not copper or copper plated, but they are aluminum. So, and I will clean these up. You know, even though they're whatever, I will scrape these and clean these up. These are some little older Pentiums. I can't remember which one those are, but those are good. Any ceramic processor is going to be better than a you know, a fiber processor. So these are all AMDs with the aluminum backs. So, and I'll show you when we get ready to get started on these. I've done it before. I've shown you before, but I will show you again how to you can just pop those backs off. And all this stuff I'll take and scrape. I'll scrape off all the MLCCs. I throw them in a jar, but I don't mess with them because I know that they are pretty much nothing. So these are just some AMDs without the aluminum back. We've got a couple of 486s here, which generally yield pretty nice. I'll see if I can find my sheet where I've estimated what they yield. So we can tell you. This is another 486. It's got some stuff missing off of it, but not too bad. A DX2 486. And this is an AMD, an older AMD. And a big, what is this one? This is an Intel. This is a bigger one, man. This processor is really heavy. I'm not sure which one this is. X335. Anyway, but we'll see if we can't figure out, get a rough idea what we're going to get out of this stuff. So we've got those ceramic processors. And then this is supposed to be a whole bunch more. I think these are regular Pentium. If I'm not mistaken, that's what he said. Yeah, so these are all those Pentiums. So we're going to have to pop these. Either pop them or heat those, take those off so we can get to the chips underneath. But let's dig these out. And like I said, I'm going to scrape and clean all this stuff. I don't like putting that in my acid. It makes for just more of a mess to clean up in the end. And I know people say it doesn't matter. Well, it may not matter to everybody, but it matters to me. I like starting with a clean product, or as clean a product as I can start with. I mean, it just, you know, that's just how I like to do stuff. That's how the old man that taught me did it. It bled over, you know. I mean, obviously I do a lot of the stuff. I do things pretty much exactly how he did them. So I have, you know, modified a few things and come along and changed a few things, you know, but for the most part I generally do it, you know, like I was taught. And whether that was right, wrong, or indifferent, I don't know. All I know is it works for me. So we're going to see how many of these guys we got. We're going to make sure we don't have any little loose pins in this bag. And I don't see any, so we're going to toss that. And let's see what we got. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, and 20. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, and 20. So there's 40. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, and 20. So there is 60. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, and 20. So there's 80 of these guys. I want to show you real quick what I was talking about, what's under this other little cap. But see, there's all your gold bond wires and everything like that. So we will either smack those caps off or smack them up. I just haven't decided how I'm going to do it yet. I've actually kind of been thinking about maybe doing these. I saw a process where they did these instead of using, normally in small batches I do it right directly in Aqua Regia, and I do dirty drop, then I refine. But I have seen a method, I've never tried that method, but I've seen a method where they just take these entire processors, clean them up, and they put them in a more dilute nitric acid solution, and leave them, and just end up with the foils. You know, you'll just end up with the foils from all of this stuff. So I don't know, I'm going to do a little bit more research on that before we decide, but I may go that way just to try it because I've never done it before, and see what happens. They say you get a little bit better yield, but it takes a lot longer. So it just, you know, it all depends. So we've got 80 Intel Pentiums. We've got some 486s. So we have 80. We have 4 of those. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So we've got 95 processors to do. That should make for a nice little pop. We've got these that we're going to do, these IC chips. They're ceramic IC chip. They do have, looks like a regular leg. I don't think it's anything special on the plating on the leg, but they do have a gold plated top, and he said he broke one open and there is gold inside. So that we're going to run a test on, and then, as you know, we've done the BGAs before. So guys, that is going to be our next refine. We'll probably get started on this this week. So I will see you guys when we start cleaning this stuff up, getting it ready to go and getting it ready to process. So we'll see you guys in the next video.
hope you enjoyed the video. See you next time.